learn how to bend notes better on the guitar. So for this next part, I've switched over to my Gibson Les Paul because I want to show you that you can still bend with different guitars and with different string gauges. I have 11s on this guitar, on this Les Paul, and on the Vola that I used in my first video, I have 9s, so lighter strings. You could think it would be easier to bend, and it can be. But even with this Les Paul, I still do a whole lot of bending, and I still bend just about as far as I do with my Vola and with other types of guitars. So for this next part, I want to show you what you can do with a half-step bend, like I taught you in the first video. Now, a half-step bend, you might be thinking, geez, that's not very far, that's not very much. It's not like, something like Slash does, like a huge bend and all that like that. But still, it has a lot of applications, and I want to show you a couple different things. So first, let's say we want to play something like the following. Just an easy lick like that, see? And I'm just on the B string and the E string, the high E string. And if you don't play with your pinky yet, which you should, but I'll get to that in some other videos, you can also do that same lick with, your ring finger and your middle finger. Now to play that lick this way, we're going to plant our index finger, the pad of our index finger, right on the 5th fret on our high E string and our B string. And then we're going to be using our ring finger on the 7th fret of our B string and our pinky finger on our 8th fret on our B string. So we're going G, F sharp, E, G, F sharp, E, G, F sharp, E, then A. And that's the lick. So let's say we want to play this lick. But what if we want to make it a little bit bluesier? So if we don't want it so choppy like that, which might be great for jazz or for rockabilly or something like that, or even for country, something like that, what if we want to make it a little bit bluesier? Well, the easy way to do that is just throw a bend in there. So instead of using the pinky finger up here, and those of you who hate using your pinky finger, you're going to love this. We're going to have our ring finger on the 7th fret still of the B string, just like before. But instead of playing the G with our pinky finger on the 8th fret, we're going to bend up a half a step from the F sharp to the G. Then we're going to come back down again. So keep that ring finger planted right for the whole bend. Come back down to just the F sharp with your ring finger in the regular position on the 7th fret after the bend, and then we're going to pull off to the E, to our index finger on the B string. So I'll show you that really slowly. So here it is again. And now I'm going to play the whole lick really, really slowly so you can see how all the notes are going to fit together. So see how that's the same notes as that first lick that I showed you using all 3 fingers and playing each fret individually. But let's play both of those up to speed so you can hear how different they really sound. This is the original lick. And now here's the bent lick. Hear how it's bluesier and groovier, and as Paul Gilbert might say, it's got more grease on it. See, that first way of playing it is very precise. It's all very, very precise, which is perfect for jazz. It's perfect for like country playing and chicken picking, and for a lot of applications in modern rock and roll and all sorts of stuff too, bebop. But if you want something bluesier and more laid back sounding, or for whatever reason you don't want it to sound so precise, then that's the perfect place to bend. And you're doing all that with the half-step bend that I showed you in the very first video. So if you haven't seen that video yet and you want to practice how to do a half-step bend and make sure that you're bending right perfectly to that note that you're shooting for, then watch that video and I'll link it right here. And I've had some people asking me if I do private one-on-one lessons, and I do private video lessons. I've had so many people say, I've taken lessons for a year. I had somebody say, I've been taking guitar lessons for 4 years and I still can't make good chord changes. That either means the person's not practicing enough, which I do not believe with this individual because they really seem to be dedicated, or it's because the teacher is not teaching them what they need to learn. Not only do I have videos on all these essential techniques, but I also like to teach people individually exactly how to play exactly what they want to play. For more information on lessons, you can email me at johnnystewartguitar@outlook.com. Remember, Stewart is spelled S-T-U-A-R-T. So JOHNNYSTUARTGUITAR at Outlook, OUTLOOK.com. You can email me there or just leave me a comment here and we will figure out a way to get in touch. So subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with everything going on here in John's Guitar Lounge and so you can see the rest of this bending series. If you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, I'm going to ask you to please like it here on YouTube because that makes YouTube push it out to more people. And I really hope I will see all of you next time right here in John's Guitar Lounge.